All right. Hey, how's everyone doing today? You're listening to the podcast by Amada. We are finally back. It took a while. I had a lot of health issues that I had to take care of, and I'll discuss that on tomorrow's show. Today, we have a fabulous guest with us today. She's from the adult
Thank you.
industry. She's been with Reality Kings, Cherry Pimps, Bang Bros, and a lot more. Please welcome to the show, Amirah Styles. How are we doing?
Hey, what's going on, Mata? Pleasure to meet you virtually.
Yes, yes. Nice to
I'm
meet you
doing
too.
well, thank you.
Good, good. Hey, I always ask the first question. It's always the same one, and the reason I ask it is because I love all the different types of answers that I get. Um,
hmm
how did you get into the adult industry, and what were you doing before you entered it?
so I was directing over an operations department and a medical lab on the West Coast, and I started just by going on the weekends and dancing here in Vegas, a triangle as I like to call it.
Mhm.
So started at what was that one called? Spearmint Rhino. Didn't really care for it there. And then did Sapphire. Loved Sapphire. Sapphire was fun. It was energetic. And then I got bored. I just wanted to try something new.
Right.
Did Crazy Horse. And I loved entertaining. Stripping and dancing wasn't necessarily my favorite. So many different things that go along with that. But the
Right.
entertainment part, I loved it. And I always said that I wanted to produce adult film on my own and be able to say yes and no to what I wanted to do and be able to show something different to porn that has lost its way since probably the 90s, the passion and intimacy.
Right. Right. And so
hmm
far, with all the scenes that you've done so far, what is your favorite one you've done so far?
Mm, honestly, it's probably not my anything that's on mainstream. Mainstream is cool, it's okay, but I like my self-produced scenes. And my most recent one that I released, which was the Spider-Man parody, that was my favorite one.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
fun. I'd written it. I took a lot of time with it,
Okay.
and it came
And
out how it's supposed to.
all right. Now, where can the fans and the viewers, where can they find that at if they
Oh,
want to
on
do
my
that?
OnlyFans. So OnlyFans / Amirah Styles.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, the one I like is the one where you were like on a bus or the van scene.
Bang Bus, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a pretty popular one.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I like it. Just the way you just came off, just original. Um,
hmm
you, if people watch it, they're gonna say, "Hey, this girl can act." Because it's
Oh,
not,
for sure.
it's not like with some of the other ones. They're like, they're trying to fake it or whatnot, or trying to overdo it.
Yeah.
And you
Mhm.
look so natural during it, and it came off as an amazing scene. I really liked that one a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, the director and the camera crew, they were really awesome. They were like just comfortable to work with. I can't remember the director's name right at this moment, but I'd worked with him the day prior to that for Filthy Kings. And it was just such a comforting welcome from the time that I got in there to start my makeup to the time that I left, that it was really easy for the banter back and forth. Like we were both smart asses. Like I asked, okay, how much of this do you want it to be me? How much do I put, like mm, the background of what my character is supposed to be. He's like,
Right.
okay, we need both. I was like, oh, easy, got it. Okay. So
Yeah.
like we ran through like what my character was supposed to have just so that way we had the basis of a heads up because you can't stop rolling. That's the thing
Right.
about Bang Bus. There's
Right.
no breaks. It's all together. So, if I mess up or if I go off of what we said, we just gotta roll with it. So
Right.
I like that it was just that comfortable that we could just go back and forth and just, play along as we go. And there was a lot of me in there, but the acting was definitely a big percentage of that.
Yeah, and like I said, just and it tell since you're saying that you guys hit it off really well right from the beginning, and it shows during the entire scene. What
hmm
that's where the originality of the acting or lack of acting because there was no need to because you guys just did it so well with the flow. It just went through the scene very well.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
can you talk a little bit about your scene with you, Anna Chambers, and Zaddy? Can you talk a little bit about that scene and what?
Oh
to
yeah,
for?
absolutely. So that was my first scene that I actually got booked with Reality Kings.
Okay.
So I didn't know either of the two people that I was working with at all, which I typically don't. I don't like looking up anybody before I work with them. I kind of just like to base them off their professionalism.
Yeah.
So get into hair and makeup, and I wanted, yeah, Anna. She was already like taking pictures, so I had the second call to the call scene. And once we got together, she was really welcoming. She's really nice. I guess I had shot with her boyfriend the week prior to that for Porn Pros, Nade Nasty or something like that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like he was cool. I knew him for a few hours.
Yeah.
And then Zaddy came in the picture. It was just, it was a very fun scene. Like the fact that it was a parody of a porn, that was pretty funny. I liked how all of the actors were, we were trying to say, "Oh, hurry up," and mistook him for the delivery guy on a porn set.
Mhm.
I like the irony of it for sure. It was pretty easy though.
Okay. Now, I did get a question for you.
Mhm.
I should just answered it because you've answered it so many times already during
No,
your
you're good. You're
season.
good.
Not so. Are you single, married? What? Mm,
I am not single. I am engaged,
right.
very happily, I may
Right.
add. Yep, I'm very happy, and we're engaged.
All right. Good. Yeah, because I already knew the answer, and I've seen you answer it so many times. I'm like, dude, I should answer it now, but I told okay, I'll answer it. I'll ask it during the show, and I'm thinking to myself, you're going to be disappointed, but oh well.
Yeah, it's like, sometimes I'll answer it when I'm on live, sometimes I won't, kinda
Yeah.
depends, how many times have I mentioned it. I know it's not an answer that is a desired answer from my fan base, but, I one thing about me as an adult star is I like to show that we are still people too, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna hide, that part of my personal life.
Exactly. And that's one thing I do like about you is your interaction with your
Mhm.
fans. Um, you interact with them a lot more than say there's a few that if you want to see me, okay, go to my OnlyFans, but you actually interact with them, IG, Twitter, all that,
Mhm.
and that is something that not too many of them do. So I like that you do that,
Thank
and
you.
it entices them, obviously, to go to your OnlyFans if they want to see a lot more of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think that, when you do have a fan base and you're trying to grow your brand, you're trying to make sure that you really want a certain type of fan base. That I could just say, oh, I want any fan, I want to make money, but I want the fans that are like, yo, I like fitness, or I got inspired by fitness because of her, or oh, I like the same things that she reads or her art. Like, I have my fan base gravitate towards my personality because my brand is authenticity, and it is the transparency in it. I don't want it to be just necessarily like, oh, you beat your dick off to me, so yeah, you follow me. Like, I don't mind those, but I feel like when I do retire, that the true fan base that'll stay with me are the ones that enjoy how they've gotten to know me, and the only way to do that is by personal interaction as much as
That's right.
possible.
That's right. And like you said, when you do decide to retire, um, not only are they going to follow you still with
Mhm.
your the adult content, they're also going to follow you for your fitness and your training and whatnot. How long have you been doing the training and all that?
Oh man, since a freshman in college, so I'm going to be 29 next month, so it's been
Okay.
about 11 years.
Okay. All right, great. Now, being in the industry, what lessons have you learned being in the industry?
Hmm. That's actually a really good question. I think that being in the adult, industry prior to actual porn, I learned a lot of strength for sure. It's very easy to have people try to sway you one direction or the other, or convince you that this scene is good or this route is better. But I've always been a strong-willed woman, so strength didn't necessarily need it to be taught to me, but I definitely needed to see the different parts that could have manipulated me or convinced me otherwise, or money's there and I'm like, oh, you know what, I should go this route, or you know, not staying true to my authenticity just because I could make money. And what the industry has taught me the best about that is that there's somebody for everybody. Everyone has a different type. And when you stay true to yourself and the fans know that, you do make a lot of money off that. It may not be the high like dollar person that makes the money, but I'd rather have my brand, my authenticity, and the genuine aspect that I do bring to the industry.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, guys, make sure you guys follow her OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Amirah Styles. Also, she has an Amazon wish list. Go check
Oh, I
that out.
love that one.
Yeah, check that out. It's Christmas coming up. Surprise her with something really nice. And if I believe it's your Twitter, you go to her Twitter account, you're going to see her link tree there, and you're going to be able
Hmm.
to find everything, all her social media, everything, the stuff I've just mentioned, as well as the Amazon wish list as well. Um,
Hmm.
Now, what have you ever had an experience where a fan like recognizes you in public, and how was that experience if it did happen?
Yeah, a few times. I typically have people who end up messaging me on social media later, like, "Oh, I go to your gym," or "Oh, I seen you." I've had picture taken of me, and they're like, "Hey, is this you?" And I'm like, clearly, it fucking is.
Yeah.
um, those are the creepy ones. Then I've had where I was literally at Walgreens and I wasn't feeling good. It was like pre-COVID days, and I just was not feeling good. So I'm like going to get medicine. I'm already agitated, and I walk out. This guy goes, "Yeah, Mira Styles," like really loud, like, "Oh my God, I love your movies." And I'm literally like, I just had my hands on my glasses, and I
Yeah.
am never rude to people. If you come up to me, like, I don't care necessarily how you approach. If you're not rude, I'm not going to be rude. But I was not feeling good. And I'm like, okay, this is Walgreens. This is like around the corner from where I live.
Right.
I don't mind that people know, but it's like, Jesus, this is too early. This is 11 a.m. Like, no, I clearly don't feel good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do have those. I get more than anything, a lot of guys would be like, "You look really familiar." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe I have that face." Knowing damn well I don't. I don't look like any other person I have ever met. I don't have a doppelganger. I don't have a, "Hey, you look like this celebrity." I have nothing like that. I don't look like anyone. And I vouch for that. Some people say that, I'm like, "Ah, give it a minute, give it a minute." I'll end up getting that, "I know where I know you from."
Yeah, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
It's that's another question that I've always asked, and like I said, I love all the different type of answers. Um, a lot of the times, it's like, yeah, I have interacted with them, and it's at an airport. That's
Yeah.
where people, yeah, someone have hawked me down at an airport, asking for a picture, autograph, or whatnot. And
Mhm.
so, like I said, I always ask that because it's just I like all the interesting stories where where they interact. And
Oh, yeah.
I've also had some guests where they're like, "No, no, no, stay away from me. That's why I go to the trade shows. You want to see me, you see me there. Don't approach me." And so,
Mhm.
and that's why I also ask that because they can take notes. Okay, Amir
Yeah,
Styles, yeah,
absolutely.
you take your note down. You if you see her, don't act all crazy. Just walk up to her politely and say, "Are you such and such? Can I get a
Yeah,
picture with you?" Whatever.
absolutely. I don't mind any of that. Like, there's a time and place for anything. Like, if I was clearly like with my parents, like my family supports everything that I do, but I'm like, dude, if you're with your parents, you want to like someone say, "Hey, I see you fucking on camera. Do you want to take a picture?" No, like,
Exactly.
just come up. Always have respect with me because my personality is amazing, but my attitude depends on the approach and the person that's speaking to me. So it can go from sweetheart, like girl next door, to really wanting to cut your throat out really quickly. So
Exactly.
I'm really friendly. I don't mind. I love my fans. I love people that, do follow me, especially if it's more than just the porn. I don't mind at all. It doesn't bother me. Just
Yeah.
time and place for everything.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I always pounded on my show. When they approach you, they're approaching you, the person. They're not approaching the
Mhm.
fictitious character that you portray on film. And
Correct.
exactly. So if they do that and just keep it, professional and polite, more 9 times out of 10, even those other stars will say, "Hey, okay, yeah, I will give you a picture, I will give you an autograph." but
Hmm.
you got to know how to separate the one from the other, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
So
another reason why I bring so much authenticity and transparency. So that way people know, like, hey, I'm not just, like whatever I show you on camera, I'm not just that person. I'm also a person.
you're right. Now, is there anyone in the industry that you haven't had a chance to work with that you would like to?
Um, to be honest, no. I'm one of those people that I didn't watch a lot of porn, like at least current porn before I got in. I always enjoyed the like 90s, 80s, like Showtime, HBO type.
Okay,
I really just said that as long as they're respectful, as long as they're, professional and they understand that I have certain boundaries when I am on set,
right.
then I'm fine. I more so judge people after I've worked with them. So they're either on my no list, company, or performer, or they're approved to work with me again.
Okay, good. Now you're gonna like this next question then, since you used to watch it in the past. Okay, I can give you a fantasy scene, any scene you want, any concept you want, and you get to pick
Mhm.
anyone from the 80s, 90s, 2000, back then performers. Who would you want to work with and why? And what would be the scene, concept, and all that?
Well, I wouldn't have a person I want to work with. I don't like that ruins the part of acting for me. Like I want to work with whoever's cool, whoever has that vibe and looks right for the part. Now, I would say like my ultimate scene that I would love to self-produce and do would be a remake of Queen of the Damned. So being like an Axel Braun movie and actually make a full produced Queen of the Damned movie with having girl, boy, girl, like orgy, like all these different concepts within the same exact like background of Queen of the Damned. I have a personal vampire fetish, so
Okay,
that would bring a lot out of my authenticity. It would be, of course, my acting because I am a professional, but to have that personal tie to it would actually be awesome. I think that the amount of people that I could get for the industry to play these parts their acting would have to be top notch like mine because you'd
exactly.
have to play into it, not just a person fucking, but a vampire, like that hunger, that quench, that thirst for blood, and be able to just rent out like some abandoned spot, like not abandoned, but like the spot that just looks like, industrial, grungy, and be able to literally do the entire Queen of the Damned.
Okay,
100%.
all right,
100%.
all right, great.
But without me dying at the end.
There you go. There you go.
I might have to redo the twist unless we could do some epic way that I die at the end where everyone's trying to kill me, possibly. But I'd have to probably rewrite the ending.
Or here's a good ending. They kill you somehow, and at the
Mm.
end they show your face, and then your eyes open up again.
Oh, I like that. Kind of like a
Or
twist of like damn Breaking Dawn Part 2 where she opened her eyes with that, or no, at the end of one. That was
yeah,
sexy. Mm.
yeah, something like that. Where you open your eyes at the end. That would be a really good twist. Where, oh gosh,
I like that.
there's going to be a part two.
I
Type
like that. I
story.
like that.
You
Definitely
know?
keep giving me your ideas because I have been looking for actors for that for probably a year now. I have been looking at locations for the past 5 months. I know exactly who's going to direct it, who's going to edit. So it's something that's in the works for me. My self-producings typically cost me between shit, average 500 to 800. So this one that I'm looking for a fully produced like movie is probably going to be a couple of grand. Easy,
Yeah.
easy.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Now, um, since you like Dracula so much, is there a favorite Dracula movie that you like watching?
Not Dracula. I'm fascinated with vampires in
Okay.
general. Of course, I had that cliche like Twilight, but it's not just the vampire aspect of it. I love all the characters of the Cullen family. Like the
Right.
way that they're old souls, the way that they're really traditional in love. Like I don't like to say hopeless romantic because I'm not hopeless. I love my fiance, but I'm a romantic person. I have read romantic novels. I read them constantly. I've been doing that
Right.
since I was 8 years old. I love old school love in the way that the entire Cullen family carries themselves with intelligence and romance and just care for each other. It was beautiful. And then to slap on the vampire aspect of it, like it is just amazing. Like
Yeah,
I love a love story with that.
that was a really good film. But why does a vampire got to sparkle? Why you got to ruin that? To me, it just
I
the
don't know.
sparkling, you just do. Oh, it's like
I
no.
think they needed something. They needed something for Bella in that first movie to be like, "Oh, you're beautiful," because everything else was so scary.
Yeah,
I don't know. It definitely confused me, but I'm like, hey, they can't be seen in the light. Maybe that's their only exposure, because if not, they would die. But then that would contradict the immortality. So
yeah, 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 yeah. I did. What I think I saw. I did it all reversed. I saw the last two movies first.
okay,
And then after that, because I was like, nah, I'm not interested. And my brother talked me into going to the movie theater. So I watched the last two, and then I went back and watched the other ones, So it's like, okay.
okay. I was similar. I seen the second one first because my best friends, they were crazy into Twilight, and I was like, "The fuck? Like, I'm not gonna be into like some love vampire shit." I was like, "You're either a vampire or you're in love. Like, what? You can't do both." And
Yeah.
then they're like, "Come on, let's just go." And we're in high school. I'm like, all right, I didn't have anything to do. I was off basketball practice. I'm ready to like watch a movie. And then I watched it, and I was immediately hooked. I was like, okay. And then I read the books. I was like, the books are 10 times better as per usual. I
All right.
loved it.
All right. Good. Now, is there anything before we close this out? Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans or?
Uh, yeah, I like 100%. Thank you for following me. Thank you for being very curious and wanting to know about me, my life, my fitness. Those of you that have messaged me and followed me before I got into mainstream porn and said, I inspired you to lose X amount of weight and it changed your life. And you really, really focus on things that are just besides me being on camera. I genuinely appreciate that. All the respect that you give me, all the support, buying customs, buying my film, and even retweeting me, tagging me in posts for companies that you want to see me work with. I appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. And, I hope you guys follow me when I retire next year.
There you go. Ooh, plot twist. You're gonna retire next year?
Yes, it has always been my plan to retire. So I do retire next year. I will be making a video announcement on the 1 year mark. So it will be coming soon. And yes, I will be retiring from everything adult industry related and venturing off into opening up my gym.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yep.
All
So I
right. Well,
own a gym and it's been under construction for quite some time.
cool.
But yeah, so that is my retirement plan. It always has been, and it's my dream. So I hope that I can count on everyone's support to go ahead and transition from Amira the porn star to Amira the fitness pro.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah. Congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
if you want, before you do the grand opening, you're welcome to come back and we can discuss your gym and what the
Yeah,
future holds for you.
absolutely.
And we'll definitely support your gym throughout through the coming months and all that.
Absolutely. I appreciate it 100%.
Well, I want to thank you thank you for coming on, Amira. Hey guys, go to her onlyfans.com as well as her Amazon wish list. Christmas is coming up. Help her out. Get her some stuff. And definitely you'll find her link trees and all that on there. You'll be able to find all her social media. Make sure you follow her and support her. I want to thank you again for coming on. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.